Music can be a very beneficial tool in helping us improve our strength, getting us fucking hyped to go to the gym in the first place, all of these things. If I don't sound hyped right now myself, it's because I fucking deleted the recording unknowingly that I made of this video previously, so here we go again, yippee. And it has occurred to me recently that many people do not know fucking shit about how to select the songs that they listen to properly for lifting. They either listen to just some like random ass playlist that doesn't mean anything to them, or they just like stick on the most intense metal whatever the entire training session, and then wonder why they can't push themselves in the later half of the session. Their music has no flow to it. Like the songs they choose, there's no fucking highs and lows. It's all just like one big stream of like disgusting funk music that they've seen in like the Andrew Tate shorts, and they're like, yeah, that sounds cool. There are gonna be 3 playlists that you need or want, and these 3 will be helping you fucking hit those PRs, get yourself hyped. Now, this would be kind of an example of a fucking playlist that is more on the chill side, that you wouldn't do for your hardest sets. You can look through these songs. Some of them I haven't really gone through. Some of them may be a little bit fucking messed up and out of place. But generally, you don't need to copy these songs. You don't need to fucking... Well, you won't understand half of them because half of them are in fucking Hungarian. But the whole point of this is that you need at least one playlist that doesn't get your adrenaline like fucking turbo high. Just something that you can chill to in between sets. If you like, I prefer this nowadays, you just don't fucking listen to music in between sets, right? I just listen to this, like, pretty much when I want to hear one of these songs, honestly. You don't need to have an AirPod in 24/7. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that epic secret of the world, but you don't. So for a playlist that's kind of for rest breaks or some fucking recovery exercises, either just listen to nothing or just, like, have something like this that is pretty chill, relatively, to your other songs. This is not my dog. This is my friend's dog. I do not have a dog. Now, going up a level higher from that would be something like this. Steel Yogs. This is also not my dog. These are for your very, very hard sets, usually for the first few exercises of the day. These ones aren't the most hype ones you have in your arsenal, but they're pretty fucking up there, to where if you're doing like a top set of hack squats or whatever, what's it called? Holy shit, I just had a brain fart there. To where you're doing like a top set of a very heavy exercise, but you're not going for a PR, you can still perform very well at some reps over time. You also want to take into account what the song is talking about. These songs, I have never spoken to a woman, so these songs are mostly by Sabaton, but they're fucking cool. Like, no one can tell me otherwise, my guy. You cannot convince me that Sabaton is not cool. They're all pretty much about some battle or some unfavorable situation that the subject of the song is working towards solving or getting out of. Similarly, if you'll notice, the unfavorable situation you will be in the gym is that you have a bar in your hands that weighs more than you, and you need to move it somewhere, and gravity doesn't want you to move it somewhere, and it's entirely up to you whether it gets there or not. Getting into probably the most important playlist that you'll use while training. This is the one for which you do your hardest top sets, your 1-rep maxes, your PRs, whatever you want to call them. The playlist is called Mogging, and it has a picture of Funny Frenchman the first, because that's exactly what it's designed to do. PR songs. It's designed to mog your previous self into oblivion with every single time you use this playlist and every single time you lift a new 1-rep max. You would want to limit it to only a very few, because obviously if you have like fucking 500 songs in this playlist, like, what are the chances that fucking every single one of those songs just happens to get you like chills on your back? Probably not all of them, right? If this is becoming congested, if this playlist is becoming very congested, you would like to trim that down a little bit. Keep only the best of the best right now. What gets you fucking hyped right now? This means that even some of the songs that you happen to like, you should fucking move into one of the other playlists if they become less relevant or less meaningful in your life, and therefore you should keep, I would say, like 20 max songs for your mogging playlist, okay? And the most important part is that you do not have these songs anywhere else in your playlist. In the fucking SOT Commanders playlist, this is just like a wasteland, my guy. There are so many songs here. I'm sure one of them overlaps with oh lord. I'm sure one of them overlaps with the one of the songs in the Mogging playlist. I will have to clean that up myself. But you really, really want to avoid listening to any of the songs in here at any other time. The reason is, you will get desensitized. Nice English skills. The reason is, you will get desensitized to it. For example, if you listen to fucking, like, and you're listening to that on the bus, where the homeless people are, like, shitting themselves, yelling at you, and whatever. It's not a very high-stakes situation. You're not gonna fucking lift a hefty load. You're not gonna horse some weight around in that situation. And so you don't want to listen to them, because these songs are selected specifically to help you achieve the best performance possible in your lifts. And so you want to reserve them only for that, to keep their maximum effectiveness, and so your brain starts to fucking associate every single one of these songs with that high intensity and high effort moment when you lift. Now, few more tips as for each of the lifts that you will most likely be maxing out on. I'm going to go over each of them and give you an example of what would work well for that from the Mogging playlist. Let's start off with the deadlift, which is what most people are going to fucking max out on the most often, even though they shouldn't, because they're going to die. For the deadlift, it's a relatively simple movement. If you don't like hook grip, slack pull, do whatever else the shit you can do to maximize your leverages. If you are like a normal person and you fucking just like grip, brace, grab the bar, and pull, it's a relatively simple lift, right? So you would like a song that builds up to one very, very hype moment, and then at that moment you just fucking pull, get that bar off the ground, and it flies up. Songs that would be a good example of this would be pretty much Eternal Fire, Die by the Blade, Pushed Again, what's it called? Beast in Black. In Beast in Black, there's a very intro fucking, yeah, I'm not gonna play it because I'm, it's gonna lose all meaning. There's a very, very beginning Berserker yell. And of course, I think the ultimate song, at least for me, of this type for the deadlift or any weighted pull-up, because, newsflash, the weighted pull-up is a concentric only movement, much like the deadlift. You can just fucking pull yourself up until your chin gets above the bar, and then you can let go, much like the deadlift, where you can just pull the bar up until you lock that bitch out, and then you can let go. It's ocean deep. It's a 6-minute song. At the beginning, it starts off very, very chill, and then it builds up until one moment, boom, beat drops, you fucking rip the bar off the floor. It's the biggest PR you've ever hit in your life. It's amazing. Now, as for squats and benches, the squat and bench have more of a fucking eccentric part to them, especially when you're maxing out, because you do not want to dive bomb with a maximal weight on either of these two movements. So you would like something that's a little bit more sustained, maybe a few seconds straight of hype instead of just one beat drop. Oh, also, for the deadlift, obviously, I Need a Hero is a very good one. Eric Bugenhagen, I Need a Hero, funny montage. There's a reason why he uses that song for it. Now, for the squat and the bench, something like a, where is it? Something like this, that helps very, very much, because around, hold on, it's like around here in the song, or like around here, like a third of the way through, there's just a part where the beat drops, and it's very, very cool, but it's sustained for like 5 seconds. Whereas with some of these other songs where it's like 1 second of a cool moment, and that's all you need to pull the bar off the ground, it continues for like 5 to 10 seconds, like I said, which is enough for you to squat down pretty slowly, slow enough so that you don't kill yourself. Same for the bench. It allows you to lower the bar to your chest, and then push back up, right? It's slightly like the Steel Yogs playlist, but these songs would be considered more hype, and that would be considered good for a 1 rep max. Another example of this would be a fucking The Last Stand. I know it's a very, very meme song, but it does work. It does really, really make you stronger if you need that extra few % boost. Obviously, it will not take you from novice to intermediate immediately. Well, actually, if you listen to Ocean Deep, it may, but most songs, if you listen to them, even if they're very hype, obviously you're not going to add like 500 pounds to your deadlift. But it really, really does make that few % difference between you making or failing a lift. Oh yeah, last one, overhead press. Overhead press is similar to the deadlift and the way to pull up, because obviously there is an eccentric part to the overhead press, but if you're gonna like do a 1 rep max on it, then you don't have to worry about that much, unless you're like an absolute dwarf and you fucking unrack it from the from like your arms extended, right? You can just push the bar, let it come down relatively fast, and just fucking put it back, right? So you would like something with that single moment of coolness that very hard beat drop, much like the deadlift and the way to pull up. And that's it. That's how you select songs for 1 rep maxes, because you want to be strong. Thank you very much for watching. Do not listen to fucking Nightcore Fortnite montage song copyright free music.